A warm welcome to all our viewers. I'm your host Pratiksha Mishra and you're watching another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show. India and the United States are inching closer to finalize a bilateral trade agreement with both sides engaged in constructive, high-level negotiations. The discussions are focused on key issues including tariffs, market access, agriculture and digital trade as efforts continue to bridge differences and strengthen economic cooperation between the two countries. Take a look.
The India-US economic partnership is entering a new phase of growth and cooperation. Against the backdrop of shifting global supply chains, US Trade Representative Ambassador Jamieson Greer visited New Delhi for key talks with Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal. Discussions focused on advancing the proposed bilateral trade agreement and an interim pact covering trade, digital economy, manufacturing and supply chain resilience. The engagement builds on recent high-level political momentum to deepen economic and strategic ties.
President Trump and Prime Minister Modi have an amazing relationship. They've nurtured it over many years. Just last week, they met at G7 in Evian, France, and I was there, and they agreed to take the relationship to the next level. This includes the trade deal that we're working on, but it includes every aspect of the relationship, and we expect the relationship to continue developing and only going to a higher and higher level with every passing week.
The discussions come at a key moment for India-US ties. For India, the proposed deal could boost access to the American markets and open new opportunities across sectors like pharmaceuticals, textiles, electronics, semiconductors, renewable energy and digital services. For the US, deeper engagement with India offers expanded trade and investment prospects in advanced technology, artificial intelligence, clean energy, defense manufacturing and resilient global supply chains.
The Indian Americans that I know back home, they're so committed to their family, they're committed to their communities, hard work, all those values that I was raised on as well. And then you throw on top of that we're both democracies, and we want we want a free world as well. So we had this opportunity to stick together in so many ways. Sure, there's friction. There's always going to be friction, just like a family has friction. You don't always agree on everything, but I think we share the same goals. We want people to be safe, secure. We wish them prosperity as well. And we think through these free markets, there's great opportunity. So I couldn't be more bullish.
Experts say expectations remain high as negotiators work through remaining issues. Tariff structures, market access and export competitiveness remain key as both sides seek a mutually beneficial and sustainable outcome.
US Ambassador to India, Mr. Gore, has claimed earlier that 99% of the issues involved in the trade deal have been settled. Indian side had let it be known that they want competitive advantage as far as tariffs are concerned vis-a-vis India's traditional competitors for the US market. The proposal to have 18% tariff was somewhat higher than what has been given to other countries whose exports compete with India's main exports to United States.
I personally feel that they will find some kind of formula. They are talking about what? It should be balanced. It should be commercially meaningful. It should be something which provides tangible benefit to the farmers, workers, business people, and open door for more cooperation.
An India-US trade deal could boost India's exports, improve market access, attract foreign investment, and create jobs across key sectors like pharma, textiles, and electronics. It would also strengthen technology cooperation and supply chain resilience, benefiting both economies through deeper strategic and economic ties.
Balochistan, Pakistan's largest yet most restive province, has long been marked by allegations of enforced disappearances, human rights abuses and a decades-old insurgency. The sentencing of prominent Baloch rights activist Dr. Mahrang Baloch has reignited international concern, with rights groups and nationalist organizations describing the verdict as politically motivated and a blow to democratic freedoms. The decision has also sparked widespread protest and a province-wide shutdown, further escalating tensions in the region. A report.
आपने आज तक ये सवाल जो है ना आप में से किसी ने भी नहीं देखा कि बलूचिस्तान के साथ में चल रहा है। असद बलोच को।
Balochistan has remained at the center of Pakistan's internal conflict for decades, with recurring allegations of enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, and restrictions on political dissent. Human rights organizations have repeatedly expressed concern over the shrinking space for peaceful political activism and the use of anti-terrorism laws against activists and critics of the state.
बलूचिस्तान के वसाइल की लूटमार के लिए बलोच नस्लकुशी की गई है।
Against this backdrop, one of the most prominent Baloch rights campaigners, Dr. Mahrang Baloch, has been sentenced to life imprisonment by an anti-terrorism court. She and fellow activist Sibghatullah Shahji were convicted on charges of murder and terrorism in connection with the killing of a paramilitary soldier during a protest in Gwadar in 2024. According to prosecutors, the two incited a mob that fatally attacked paramilitary soldier Shabir Ahmed. However, Dr. Mahrang Baloch was arrested in March 2025 while participating in what supporters described as a peaceful sit-in protest in Quetta. Her supporters and rights organizations have rejected the verdict, arguing that the case is politically motivated and intended to silence peaceful dissent. They have also questioned the fairness of the judicial process, alleging that the cases against detained members of the Baloch Yakjehti Committee were abruptly fast-tracked through jail court proceedings and so-called faceless trials conducted via video link. According to them, repeated adjournments coupled with what they describe as pressure from prosecutors to secure convictions created the impression that the outcome had been predetermined.
जिस तरीके से बलोच यकजहती कमेटी के गिरफ्तार क़यादत के केसेस में अचानक से तेज़ी लाई गई, जेल कोर्ट से लेकर फेसलेस ट्रायल्स तक और फेसलेस ट्रायल में वीडियो लिंक के ज़रिए बार बार हेयरिंग डेट देना और अदालत की जानिब से जो एक फ्रस्ट्रेशन, एक बेचैनी है, वो वाज़ेह थी। और जिस तरीके से प्रोसिक्यूटर का बार बार इस बात पर जोर देना कि ट्रायल किया जाए और इनको कन्विक्ट किया जाए, तो इस बात पर हमें बखूबी अंदाज़ा था कि ऊपर से आए गए अहकामात अदालत को मिल चुके हैं और अब जल्द अदालत अपनी फॉर्मेलिटी पूरा करने के लिए कार्रवाई करेगी। कल यानी 22 जून को ATA में जिस किस्म की गैर मुनसिफाना सज़ा हुई है, वो हम समझते हैं कि ना सिर्फ फेयर ट्रायल के ऊपर बल्कि इस मुल्क के आइन और कानून का भी जनाजा है और ये तारीख का एक स्याह तरीन बाब बनकर रहेगा। जिस FIR को जो खुद मुतनाज़ा है, जिस FIR के ऊपर जो कत्ल का FIR है, उस पर 2 मुतज़ाद FIRs बनाए गए हैं, जहां पर एक शख्स को 2 अलग अलग तारीखों में कत्ल करने का मुकदमा बन चुका है। सबसे पहले ये खुद वाज़ेह करती है कि ये केस एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करती है।
The verdict has intensified political tensions across Balochistan, with activists warning that the sentencing reflects a broader pattern of suppressing peaceful political mobilization in the province. Supporters of Dr. Mahrang Baloch argue that imprisoning prominent leaders will not diminish demands for justice, accountability, and an end to enforced disappearances. Instead, they say the ruling is likely to deepen public resentment and strengthen the resolve of those campaigning for political and human rights.
इतने अरसे से आप गुज़िश्ता 75-76 सालों से यही करते आ रहे हैं, लेकिन आपने देखा है कि उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस क्या हुए हैं। आज भी जो अमल आपने दोहराया है, जो जिस किस्म की एक नाइंसाफ़ी आपने बलोच यकजहती कमेटी के रहनुमाओं के साथ किया है, हम समझते हैं कि आप शायद इसको सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं कि ये आपके लिए एक बहुत बड़ी फतह है, लेकिन हम समझते हैं कि ये आपकी एक बहुत बड़ी कम अकली और बेवकूफ़ी है कि आप समझ रहे हैं कि महरंग को जेल में डालने से आपने पुरअमन आवाज़ों को कैद किया है और आप पुरअमन जो जद्दोजहद की कॉन्सेप्ट है आप उसको ख़त्म करके आप इसको सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं। तो ये हम समझते हैं कि आपकी कम अकली है, ना कि आपकी समझदारी। और जहाँ तक महरंग बलोच की बात है, महरंग बलोच की जो जद्दोजहद है वो न सिर्फ BYC के थ्रू बल्कि हर उस बलोच के तवस्सुत से ये जद्दोजहद जारी रहेगी। आपने महरंग बलोच को जेल में डालकर ये वाज़ेह पैगाम दिया कि आपने जो उन आवाज़ों को कैद किया है, लेकिन हम समझते हैं कि जो जद्दोजहद है वो जेलों में डालने से ख़त्म नहीं होती।
The verdict has also drawn strong condemnation from Sindhi and Pashtun rights organizations. In response, the Baloch Yakjehti Committee called a province-wide shutdown across Balochistan with widespread participation as markets and businesses remained closed in several areas. The sentencing has once again brought international attention to allegations of enforced disappearances, arbitrary arrests and restrictions on political dissent in Balochistan. The latest developments come amid continuing unrest, with nationalist groups accusing Pakistani authorities of using security laws to suppress political activism, while the government says the measures are necessary to combat militancy and maintain law and order.
Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un attended a ceremony marking the commissioning of a new 5,000-ton multi-purpose destroyer, highlighting the country's efforts to strengthen its naval capabilities. He stated that North Korea aims to build 2 warships of similar size each year over the next 5 years as part of a broader military modernization plan. The newly deployed vessel completed extensive operational testing before entering service. Kim also announced plans to deploy another 5,000-ton destroyer and develop larger 10,000 strategic warships, signaling an expansion of the country's naval fleet and maritime defense ambitions. Sri Lanka is battling the worst outbreak of mosquito-borne dengue fever in years, with more than 44,000 cases and 28 deaths recorded since January, putting public hospitals under strain. Dengue is common during Sri Lanka's monsoon season, but unplanned urbanization coupled with damage caused by Cyclone Ditwa, which hit the island nation in late November, has worsened the outbreak this year, authorities said. A strong 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck off Japan's northeastern coast on June 25. The quake's epicenter was located off the coast of Iwate Prefecture at a depth of about 30 miles. Authorities did not issue a tsunami warning, stating that only minor fluctuations in sea levels were expected. No injuries were immediately reported, and inspections found no abnormalities at nearby nuclear facilities.
Moving on. When children move beyond toys to build machines with their own hands, the future is taking shape. In schools across Kerala in South India, students are not just reading textbooks, they are assembling robots, adding sensors and coding. AI is no longer a buzzword, it's a part of everyday learning, shaping India's digital future. Take a look.
Amid the misty hills of Munnar and the shimmering waves of Kochi, a new energy is stirring. Kerala's classrooms are no longer just filled with blackboards and notebooks. They now buzz with robotics kits, sensors and laptops. Students assemble rovers with their own hands, write and upload code, and the moment they give a command, their creations spring to life. Lights flicker on, sensors hum, and rovers zip through corridors, drawing wide smiles and sparkling curiosity on young faces.
I think in programming and robotics, I want to create my own things when I grow up. I am making my own stuff right now, and the camps, district camp, we have camps also, school camp, district camp. So those are really helpful. I personally have went to those camps. I think apart from the regular classes, those camps really teach us a lot.
Camps and workshops in schools are taking students far beyond textbooks. Learning is no longer just theory. Students build models, experiment, make mistakes, and then refine their creations. This hands-on approach is real learning. With AI now part of the middle and high school curriculum, children aren't just using technology, they are discovering how it's made and how it works.
When you learn robotics and AI and many other that, there are a lot of opportunities. You can get jobs and you can do projects, you can help people, you can make a better future for yourself.
The classroom environment is evolving. Learning is no longer one way. Teachers are now using AI platforms to customize questions for each student, breaking down complex topics into simpler, more engaging lessons. Crucially, teachers themselves are being trained to harness AI tools effectively. In this new learning ecosystem, education is a shared journey where both students and teachers grow together.
Seeing is believing. In English, we have a very popular saying, what we see, we believe. So students, when they see all these techniques and various tools, and when they are used to that, they learn much better. Whereas a teacher's presence and time is limited. Whereas in the modern technology, when you go with the technological based learning, the students have more time there to spend with the AI according to his comfort, according to his time and according to his schedule. So that is more free to adapt for the learners.
The transformation goes beyond the classroom. Its impact is felt at home as well. Children who once played with toys are now building robots with their own hands. When a child brings a project home, the pride in the parents' eyes is not just for the creation itself, but for the bright future it represents.
All the parents will be very proud if his kids are working with this AI, because it is very important. Nowadays, I think everywhere there is AI. Everything is comes under this AI. So, if my kid is a part of AI, then I must be absolutely, I will be very much proud of myself, because my kid is working in the field which is nowadays it is maybe I think in future it will be moving the nation, and if my kid is a part of it, I mean that he is also a part of the thing which is moving our nation. So I may be very much proud.
From tiny rover cars to ambitious career dreams, Kerala's classrooms are nurturing a new mindset. Here, AI is viewed not as a threat but as an opportunity. Students are realizing that the future is digital, and to thrive on it, they must not only use technology but also learn to build and create it themselves.
As the world marked the 12th International Day of Yoga, millions of people rolled out their mats in some of the most iconic and unexpected locations, from the majestic Adiyogi statue and the icy heights of the India-Tibet border to underwater in Odisha, and from Nepal's ancient heritage sites to New York's bustling Times Square and Israel's Mediterranean coast. The celebrations showcased yoga as a universal practice that transcends borders, cultures and generations. Here's our special report.
Stunning visuals from across India set the tone for this year's International Yoga Day celebrations. The day began with breathtaking scenes of yoga enthusiasts performing asanas before the towering Adiyogi statue in Tamil Nadu, while Indian soldiers demonstrated yoga amid the rugged terrain of the India-Tibet border, highlighting the discipline's role in physical and mental resilience. In Odisha, divers carried the celebrations beneath the river, performing yoga underwater in a remarkable display that symbolized balance, even in the most challenging environments. The biggest gathering was in Kolkata, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi led thousands of participants in a mass yoga session. Joining people from all walks of life, the Prime Minister performed breathing exercises and yoga postures, reinforcing this year's message of promoting healthier lifestyles through yoga.
It helps us tune our bodies to be flexible. It keeps our energy level high. It also helps us maintain a calm, stress-free life and help to keep lifestyle disease away.
The spirit of Yoga Day extended far beyond India's borders. In Nepal, the historic Bhaktapur Darbar Square transformed into an open-air yoga studio as hundreds of residents and international visitors gathered among centuries-old temples to celebrate the occasion with guided breathing exercises and meditation. Across the Atlantic, New Year's iconic Times Square once again became a sanctuary of calm amid its trademark hustle and bustle. Hundreds of yoga enthusiasts participated in the city's annual Mind Over Madness yoga event, welcoming the summer solstice and synchronized yoga sessions under the towering digital billboards.
This is a proven science, a proven therapy for longevity, for calmness and healthy life. The purpose of life, if you look at it, is to live as healthy as possible, as calm as possible, and same time produce productivity. So yoga pretty much offers a meaningful, healthy, and longevity, a long, healthy life.
On the Mediterranean coast, hundreds gathered at Tel Aviv port in Israel to perform the traditional sequence of 108 sun salutations. For many participants, yoga offered not only physical exercise but also emotional healing, hope, and a sense of community during challenging times.
I've been doing it all these years. It has a lot of meaning to all the yogis around the world, and especially in Israel, and especially in times like this, when we're looking for some comfort and some compassion and connecting to people and doing things that are good for our soul and of course for our body. We enjoy it very much, and I think this is what yoga is all about, actually. It unites people from everywhere, and I wish it could be the same in our world. Happy International Yoga Day.
Observed every year on June 1st since its adoption by the United Nations in 2014, International Yoga Day continues to witness increasing global participation. From Asia to Europe, Africa to the Americas, yoga sessions were organized in schools, public squares, embassies, and iconic locations. As the world embraces holistic health, International Yoga Day once again showcased how an ancient Indian tradition has evolved into a worldwide celebration of unity, wellness, and peace.
From India to the world, yoga united millions in harmony. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Till then, goodbye and take care.